review work session. And I think we'll start with the very first one I have here in front of me is the Greenhouse Music, Delana Music. And I believe that must be you, so.
Yeah, it's the baby, really.
Okay.
Yes. Figure she'll sweeten the deal.
Okay.
Yes, I am Delana Green. I own Greenhouse Music, formerly Delana Music. We just recently went through a rebrand to sort of give an idea of where we want to go in the future, which is to grow and to expand. You really don't like this, huh? So we are, when I say we, it's me and my husband. I have owned this business, like I said, for 10 years and have been teaching here in Soldotna for that long. I am building, I actually got the scholarship, the Spark Scholarship this year to build an online pre-recorded music courses through websites so that it can be accessible to students across Alaska, students off the road system, students all around the world, really. And I have already started, I've written all the scripts. I am getting ready to record these lessons in a few weeks. And even though I won the scholarship, at the time, it covered almost everything, but now I'm having a couple of those little small details that I was wanting to have the additional $1,000 for, like getting a second mic to mic my acoustic piano so that can be heard in recording, and a camera overhead. And it's to just really give students access at a different price point. Most music lessons for a month cost about $140 in our local area for private instructions. And this would be $130 for about 3 months worth of lessons, just to give you a different idea. So it comes out to be between $10 and $12 per lesson. And these are pre-recorded 30-minute sessions. So it gives students an access to music classes at a different rate, making it much more accessible. We don't even have, I learned recently that Skyview Middle School no longer has a music program. And so this to me seems the perfect time to really get music out into the community in as many ways as possible. So I'd love to answer any questions you have.
Are there any questions from the council? I just have,
Yeah.
I'm sorry? Okay, go ahead.
Thank you, Mayor Whitney, and thank you for coming and bringing your #1 supporter. So the music's pre-recorded, and I take the lesson. How do you know if I'm making progress? Is there feedback with the students at some point?
Absolutely. So I have found an online website, basically, that is a sourcing. So it's called Learn Worlds, and it's built specifically for creators to build courses. So it does analytics to help you find out where your students are struggling. And it has worksheets that you can give them as a PDF format for them to download. There are different question and answer opportunities that the students have. So as far as will I be following up with each and every one of these kids, not in the traditional way, but it is a system set up specifically for courses to help them have that accountability. Mm-hmm.
Any other questions? When do you plan on having this up and running?
By June 1st.
June 1st?
Yes.
And what type of musical instruments will be involved?
The first course will be piano lessons for beginners. Okay. If you look at, I brought this book to kind of show you, this is the typical length that you see in a method book, and I have books that I've written myself that will be going into this course as well. This usually covers about 6 months of materials. So when you're looking at building these courses, you're wanting something that's like around the same amount of time, 3 to 6 months, and that will be recorded, like I said, in a couple weeks and go over the time of that many classes.
And each session would last how long?
About 20 to 30 minutes.
20, okay. All right. I'll ask again. Mr. Nelson?
I'm sorry, I was just wondering, Mr. Carey.
Oh, Mr. Carey.
Thank you very much. I love this idea. Would you see an application for this in other areas? In particular, I'm wondering, from you doing it, and again, hopefully great success, would you see possibly that other people in our area also use this method to teach?
Absolutely. Thank you for that question. So my goal is to actually involve other teachers in the future. That's part of my growth goal that I have myself is I want to use my specialties, but there's some areas that I am weaker in that other teachers in our area are stronger in. Maybe some more jazz and such. So I hope to involve other teachers in this in the future as well.
So this could be just the beginning of, again, a whole institution.
That's my goal,
doing that.
yes, sir.
Thank you for doing that. Thank you for being here.
Any other questions? Vice Mayor Parker?
Yep. And how do you advertise and let people know about this?
So the first step that I have is the homeschooling areas because that is my first target market is the homeschool. So Idea, Connection, and Raven. They all allow free advertising for their vendors on their websites as well as on Facebook and Facebook groups and communities and their vendor events that they have. So that's my first rollout and that's all free. My first goal is to get all the free ones taken care of. So utilizing the Chamber of Commerce newsletters that we have. My main source of advertising right now comes through Facebook because that's a lot of where my audience is. But there's a lot of different ways that you can do it. But first rollout will be through the homeschool providers and utilizing that because those are my first target markets and then growing into a little bit more facing the community as well.
And a follow-up, is there an age limit for taking your classes?
Thank you. Absolutely not. My first, like I said, the target market for my first classes are actually going to be around the ages of 8 through 12. So these first few classes that I'm building will be ages 8 through 12. But I plan to expand beyond that, so classes for adults, classes for younger kids. I currently teach group classes for ages 2 to 12 right now. So I have multiple group classes, so I'm used to working with all those different ages and have lots of material that I hope to add.
And I know there isn't any for me. Ms. Hutchings?
So, Delana, how much was your scholarship for so that you could get this started?
Thank you. So it was $4,000, and all of that went towards my first equipment. So my camera, the camera stand, the microphones, and the editing software, and then also the website that allows me to run courses called LearnWorld. That's $1,000 in itself. So now the rest of the $1,000 is covering a second microphone, a second camera, so that I can do so a camera can place over to see the keys that I can record at the same time as speaking, and a microphone that's directionally for the keys in my acoustic piano, and even a little bit towards advertising and even just small things like the memory cards that go into cameras. You know, when I asked for the scholarship, I wasn't thinking about a memory card, but that's a little thing that adds up as well.
Thank you.
Yes.
Any other questions? Seeing none, I thank you very much for your presentation.
Thank you for being here
Yep.
and listening.
Next on the agenda will be Bridges Community Resource Network and Ms. Kathy Gensel.
Mr. Mayor. Mr. Mayor.
Oh, go ahead.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to declare a conflict of interest. I'm a vice president on the Bridges Board, and so I'd like to sit out this discussion.
Okay, thank you. Ms.
Hi,
Gensel,
good
go.
evening. Kathy Gensel. I'm the president of Bridges Community Resource Network. And underneath our umbrella, we have several different groups, but the one that we put in the request for was for Project Homeless Connect. And I know Jody's going to be here tonight at the council meeting to give you the follow-up report on that, so I won't steal her thunder. But we will use or have used those funds to purchase gift cards. And so what we did is I went to Safeway, Subway, Arby's, and we purchased $5 food gift cards. And then as the participants to Homeless Connect came through and they went through and saw all the vendors and the resources and stuff like that, they come basically to an exit table, if you will. We have them fill out an exit form, give us some data information for surveys, which Jody will give you all that information. But then we like to give them something that they can take with them when they go. So we were able to purchase backpacks, and we bought them all locally at Sweeney's. But we were able to give everybody a backpack, and of course it was filled with all kinds of stuff. A comfort kit, whether for male or female. We had blankets, we had towels, we had diapers. We had all kinds of stuff. And then what we would do is give them the gift cards, the food cards, as well as shower vouchers and laundry vouchers that we had purchased at Wash and Dry, both Soldotna and Kenai Wash and Dry. And then that gave the clients at least some place where they could, they needed to get something warm to eat, and then obviously, take a shower and do all that. But that's what we give this to all of the participants that come in to Project Homeless Connect, so that they have that when they leave. So that's what we've used, and we've already done the event. We would use the request for the funds for. So, and we had applied last year as well and used them for the same thing. So I believe we did purchase a few more gift cards this year. Those that we did not hand out at Homeless Connect are over at Love Inc. And so as folks come through there that are homeless or near homeless, they've got some resources that Love Inc. can hand out to them. So, and like I said, I don't want to steal Jody's thunder because I know she's got a whole presentation. So, but I will answer any questions if you have any.
Are there any questions from the council? Vice Mayor Parker.
I always have a question.
That's good.
So, Kathy, I see you submitted the application on the 7th of January, and the event was the 26th. So the application identifies you were going to use the $1,000 to buy cards. So you already purchased the cards?
Right, the event was the 26th of January, so
Right.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, we did.
So you're hoping to be reimbursed for that cost, kind of?
Right. Yes, because we do have other donations that come in
Yeah, I know.
that we've been able to use, so.
Any other council questions or comments? Seeing none, thank you for your presentation.
That,
And just so everyone will know, the grant award is on the agenda for the meeting at 6 o'clock, regular council meeting. So there should be some results out by 7, 8 o'clock tonight after the meeting's done. Any other comments from anyone? Seeing none, we'll adjourn the work session, and our next meeting. Can't hear you.
We
That was
should
a
fill
question I
out
had,
the score sheets
Do we want to
for,
do that now, or do you want to do it during the regular council meeting?
Mr. Mayor, may I give a quick introduction to the score sheets for council members who
Okay.
haven't been?
All right, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you for the opportunity to take a few minutes and introduce you to the application review score sheet and ranking process. I welcome any feedback so this process can run as smoothly as possible in the future, whether we have 2 applicants or 10. In future cycles, the plan would be to provide the scorecard to council on the same day that the packet containing applications goes out. The scoring rubric, scorecard in front of you, has been used by the mini grant review team to help promote fair and consistent ranking. Using the score sheet for ranking and applications also allows for increased flexibility in determining award amounts. The scorecard method, with the scorecard method, when there's a conflict of interest between a council member and a group that has applied, the council member would not score that group, and an average of all other scores would be used in place of the missing score to ensure the group score is not penalized because of the conflict. The scoring categories align with the mini-grant policy and application. And at the regular meeting, during the action item for the determination of the mini-grant awards, the mayor will call for the scorecards to be turned into the clerk, and the clerk will tabulate the scores. After that, Mayor Whitney will announce the rank scores. Then council will make a motion to award the highest ranked groups and set the award amounts. And I'm happy to answer any questions.
Any questions from the council? Okay. If you want to start scoring these now, we can turn them in during the council meeting. Is that correct? All right, we'll go ahead and adjourn this work session.